CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products such as our can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to stand for truth with the host of...
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Hey, Gary, good morning. Thank goodness it's Friday. Hey, Marlene, Daniel, good to see you. How is everybody? Everybody's probably hiding in bed at this point. Hey, Shauna, Marianne, Teresa, good morning. Monica, how are you? How is everybody on this Friday? It's a sad morning, Marianne. Very sad. Hey, Harold. I think we're going to have more sadness coming. Hey, Barbara. Ticked off. I know, Marianne. Marlene. Hey, Janice. Good to see you. Photo shoot. Oh, great. I'm glad you're getting to do that today, Shauna. That's really good. Really good stuff. Shauna's going to do a photo shoot today of someone, and that's really good. I'm glad that she's able to do that. Yeah, let me go ahead and start with Psalm 146. Hey, Carmen, good morning. Miss Penny Lane, good morning. Hey, yes, it's Happy Friday, Janice. Trying to be. Going to get a haircut, but we'll try to watch. Well, good for you, Teresa. Everybody needs that. God only knows. I'm psyched. New camera. Scary. That is scary. Maybe you should take your old one just in case. I think the old one's trash, though, right? Thanks to your puppy. Morning not so good on some sides. Yep, the tree lighting was grand. That was beautiful. Yes. Dog broke it. Yeah, that's what I remembered. I know, Monica. Very, very sad. All right, so let me read Psalm 146 as you invite your followers and share, please. Thank you. Hey, Jules, good morning. The happiness of those who help is the Lord. Praise the Lord, O my soul. While I live, I will praise the Lord. I will sing praises to my God while I have my being. Do not put your trust in princes, nor in a son of man, in whom there is no help. His spirit departs, he returns to his earth. In that very day his plans perish. Happy is he who has the God of Jacob for his help, whose hope is in the Lord his God, who made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, who keeps truth forever, who executes justice for the oppressed, who gives food to the hungry. The Lord gives freedom to the prisoners. The Lord opens the eyes of the blind. The Lord raises those who are bowed down. The Lord loves the righteous. The Lord watches over the strangers. He relieves the fatherless and widows. But the way of the wicked he turns upside down. The Lord shall reign forever, your God, O Zion, to all generations. Praise the Lord. Hey, Renee, thank you so much for joining today. You know, I wanted to read that too because basically, while we feel in Kate's case, at least I know I do, and I think many of you feel the same way, there was no justice that was done. God's justice will prevail. They are right now in the DOJ looking into trying to figure out what other charges might be able to be brought against this man. Jose Zarate, depending on which name it is. Yeah, Jerry. And I know a lot of people, at least I've seen a lot of people post about, they're really mad at the jurors. Well, you got to figure the jurors didn't know a lot of information. They weren't given information about him being, 6 times, he was deported 5. They were looking to do it the 6th time and coming back each and every time and all the crimes that he'd committed in the past. And on and on. They don't do that because they don't want to prejudice the case. Because if you heard all of that, you might just assume that he was guilty. Hey, Chicago Pops, good to see you. And Barbara, I think I said hello, but it's one of those Friday mornings where I'm just kind of like, my mind is everywhere because of all this that's happening, and it was so sad to see that yesterday, and just it was shocking. Can you step on a gun and it goes off? The gun was found by him. Isn't that his excuse? Yeah, and you know it's very rare. If you drop a gun, it might go off. They didn't know he was a felon. How did he cop a conviction on having a gun by a felon? Well, I don't know if they said something that he was in possession, a felon in possession. You would have to know that, but they wouldn't have to know what it was for, or how many, or anything else. Yeah, it's a great reminder. Thanks, Jules. I feel shaken by it all. Public defender bringing up Trump was discussing. Yeah, well, that's San Francisco. Any time that they can get in front of the camera and say anything. Testimony against his version of stepping on it. Yeah. I believe the prosecutor is dirty, Monica said. Yeah, I don't know the prosecutor at all. Good reason not to ever go to San Francisco, not to live in San Francisco, in my opinion. I think so. A lot of people are feeling that way about California in general. It is sad, Renee. I can't even imagine what her parents have gone through. Someone must have seen more and not talking. Maybe, Jerry. I don't know. And you know, you're thinking about also it's San Francisco. You have a lot of people there who are very much in favor of sanctuary cities. Haley, and you know, are sitting on that jury. Broken, lost faith in the due process. And see, Barbara, I don't know. Like, if you were on the jury and you just heard the evidence they gave you, I mean, it's possible that you would have come out the same way. You know, I don't know, but Nancy Pelosi's always proud. You have to live here in California. Yeah, me too, Greg. It's not easy sometimes. It really isn't. Most of the times, it's not easy. But you do the best that you can, and you hope that there will be justice done somewhere. The prosecutor did a bad job on the case, in my opinion, Jerry said. Yeah, I felt that way with the OJ case, too. The prosecutors really screwed up in a lot of respects. So, you know, that result was just disgraceful. Yep, lots of good conservatives in California. My condolences. Thank you, Marlene. I don't know why I want to call you Marianne today. I'm so sorry. I got Marianne on the brain for some reason. So, Marianne, you're on my heart today for some reason. No way they knew more, and it was a bad presentation to lose this. Her poor parents, I know. Build the wall, yes. And that's what President Trump came out and said. He was disgusted by the verdict as well. Slap in the face of justice, Monica said. Just don't call me late for dinner. I know. I know, Marlene. Exactly. Call me anything, just don't call me late for dinner. That's an old Southern way. Even happier he's my president. I know, Marianne, me too. You know, I like the fact, I know people don't like for him to talk sometimes, but I like that. I like he comes out and says his opinion. You seem like you're in the wrong room, so I'll let you go. So I guess you heard also that there's some news this morning, breaking news that about Flynn. He does think like real people, Barbara, and you know what? The elites can't handle that at all. Yeah, he had to leave, Jerry. He needed to find another scope to go to, another one to distract rather than this one. Hey, Cully, good morning. Yeah, they can't stand that. In fact, Anna Navarro, let me see if I can find her little thing. I was going to say that later, but, oh, that woman. Let me just see what, so Anna Navarro was on CNN with Don Lemon on Wednesday, and she said that President Trump reminded her of someone with Alzheimer's disease or dementia. She said on a segment titled, "Is President Trump Fit to Serve?" She said, "I can tell you from an untrained eye, it looks weird. It makes me recall people who have early onset dementia. It makes me recall people who are in the early stages of Alzheimer's. His constant repetition. He goes back to the same themes over and over again. He continues repeating the same lies, the same fabrications, picking the same fights. He's been going on with the NFL now and the athletes for months. I don't know what he's going to do when football season is over. Start picking on what? Kindergartens? Look, it is weird. His repeated lie on the number of the electoral vote, on illegals voting, on the inaugural crowds is downright weird, and to look the other way and pretend that this is normal is to be in absolute denial. Woman is, how do we get this woman off of CNN? Probably she's going to be given an award for her, what she said. Monica says she stands behind Flynn 100%. Sounds like Morning Joe also. Yep, they're hitting Trump from all directions about his mental capacities. You know that, Chicago Pops? It's just amazing. And I think pretty soon, I don't know, Donald Trump probably won't do it. But he needs to have his lawyers visit these people. He really does. And I remember yesterday at, I think it was the press conference with Sarah Sanders. Hey, Amanda. She was saying, they were asking her, oh, all the other presidents when they go and they have their physicals done or whatever, they release that information. And it's been almost a year and President Trump hasn't gone to get a physical. Will he go? Will he release that information? It's like these people on the left, if anybody should be going in for a physical and mental health issues and things like that, let's go in and let's have them do it. Good idea, Susan, bordering on character assassination. It is, Marianne. It really is. And they just keep repeating the lie over and over and over again. The Saul Alinsky rules. He has to do something. This type of talk affects his leadership around the world. And does it really, though, Chicago Pops? I love Sarah's response to that question. I know, Greg. She's good at everything. I would say stop the news conferences. Just these people aren't worth anybody's time. Nothing wrong with the POTUS. They probably want to be there for his colonoscopy. Yeah, I know, Chesney. And maybe they should be there. They can be there to help out. Oh, Geraldo issued an apology? For what? For his statements, his weird statements? You must repeat to get through to those liberals. Repeating is great. I know, and that's what they do. Let's see, Pelosi has memory issues. Waters too. Conyers forgets clothes. That's funny, Jerry. Gosh. Groping, I know. Everybody can forget about that. Half the Senate is on Alzheimer's medication. Monica says, yeah, that's according to rumors that we've heard. I don't like Geraldo. I don't know too many people who do. If you like 70-year-old men with towels around their waists as far down as they can go, taking pictures of themselves, I'm sure there's a market somewhere for him. Yeah, I know, Jerry. It's like, why? Okay, so how can you forget clothes? Or wait, they're Dims. Yep. Geraldo and a producer groped Bette Midler after they put 2 poppers up her nose. I know, Sean, I was talking about that yesterday. That's what she was claiming, but she didn't seem too distressed about it. I know, Amanda, you have to look away. No fan of Geraldo, but Bette threw this out now because it's convenient. Julia, I don't think Bette did that really. Hey, Danielle. It was on an interview with Barbara Walters years and years and years ago. I don't know who put it out. I don't think it was her, but it could have been. Yeah, that was an old video. That was an old interview with Barbara Walters, and that's when Bette Midler was younger. So, yeah, I don't know who put it out, why it's coming out right now. Oh, 1991. Okay. And, again, she didn't seem to be too distressed about it. She didn't say, oh, my God, he did this to me, and it's horrible. It was more kind of laughing about it in some way. Maybe Geraldo is a sex bot on the scope. Now, that's a good thought, Cully. Yes, but she didn't speak about it again until Geraldo's tweets. Yeah, I guess, Julia, Geraldo really shouldn't have had those tweets. They were weird. What was this with the prosecutor with the Steinle case? I don't know, Danielle, which part you didn't hear. We might want to hit the replay after it's over. So, okay, here's what Flynn supposedly just pled guilty to. On or about December 29, 2016, Flynn did not ask the government of Russia Russia's ambassador to the United States to refrain from escalating the situation in response to sanctions that the United States had imposed against Russia that same day, and Flynn did not recall the Russian ambassador subsequently telling him that Russia had chosen to moderate its response to those sanctions as a result of this request. On or about December 22nd, 2016, Flynn did not ask the Russian ambassador to delay the vote on or defeat a pending United Nations Security Council resolution, and that the Russian ambassador subsequently never described to Flynn Russia's response to his request. Apparently, according to the document, these statements I just read to you were statements that he lied about. Hey, Debbie, good to see you. Hey, boy, I was watching Geraldo when he got his nose broke on the TV back in the day. Yeah, I saw that too. It was kind of the Jerry Springer action. Wasn't that was on his own show, wasn't it? Wasn't it on the Geraldo Rivera show? Hey, Mighty Blessed One, good to see you. So everybody's kind of looking at the Flynn thing as, oh, look at this. You know, this is, we're moving in on the president now, and we kind of got him, and they got their man, and blah, 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 blah. Hey, Rob, good to see you. Yeah, it was on his show. Geraldo is sick, too. Well, he thinks highly of himself, which is good, but I don't know if you need to, you know, share it with the rest of the world. Maybe there was more broken than his nose, Jesse said. Could have been. I don't know. But again, Teresa's back. Yay. I think it's, oh yeah, that's right. The guests were the Black Panthers and the KKK that day. I mean, I don't know why you would put those two on the stage together anyway. That's kind of asking for trouble. Hey, Don, good to see you. For ratings, yes. The info on Flynn, was it obtained illegally by wiretap or surveillance? Who knows? Waiting to the color mixes. Teresa, you mean you're not a natural blonde? You a southerner girl and you're not a natural blonde. Yeah, he got smacked with a chair right through the nose. I think this is the start of the end of Trump. No. So, no, music from the 70s, you're wrong about that. I think this is, you know, they always hope that this is going to be the end of Trump. Yeah, it was on his show, boy. Yep. This is something that Flynn did. I'm pretty sure here it's going to be proven that he did this on his own. But you know, it's always the left's hope that this is going to be the end of President Trump. And if it's the end of President Trump, I hate to tell the people on the left, it's going to be Vice President Pence moving into that position. No, they don't keep getting closer. They don't keep peeling the onion. Pence fired him for the same thing. You're talking about Comey. Yeah, see, all of this really is a kind of a distraction. And I'll tell you, hey, Jules, Joseph, good to see you. Here, I don't know if you heard about this yesterday, but now there is a sixth accuser that is coming forward against Al Franken. Of course, we're not going to hear about that too much because we're going to be hearing about all this Flynn stuff. It was insane that illegal, yeah. I know, Debbie, that's San Francisco for you. And also, like I said, you may want to go back and listen to the replay, that, you know, the jury heard certain things and they made their decision based upon what they heard, and they weren't given necessarily all the background about what he had done or how many times that he had been here and been deported. They didn't hear anything like that. I don't know, Tatter. Why don't you go ask your mother? Of course, it's Tater Digger, of course. I was so upset they let him go. Yeah. So a sixth accuser is coming forward against Al Franken. And this is a former elected official in New England. Thank you, Chessie. On Thursday, the unnamed woman said Franken inappropriately kissed her in the months before he announced his Senate campaign, which came in 2007. These are the allegations. Later, Tater. Thank you, Cully. Speaking to Jezebel, she claims that she was asked to be a guest on Franken's Air America radio show, as she had been working on her town's board of selectmen in 2006. Following the interview, the woman alleges that Franken extended his hand to her, a signal she took to mean that he wanted to shake hands. Can you imagine that? He took it and leaned toward me with his mouth open. I turned my head away from him, and he landed a wet, open-mouthed kiss awkwardly on my cheek. According to that, she said to the accuser, she left, was stunned, and incredulous. I know. Blah. The thoughts of that are just enough to make you sick on a Friday morning. Hugh, how are you doing this morning? It's good to see you on Friday. So now the Senate Ethics Panel announced yesterday it had opened a preliminary inquiry into Al Franken amid sexual misconduct allegations, and that was per the Associated Press. So, whatever. He did that to you too, Wayne. Sorry. Seems like there is a rise of teachers having sex with students as well. Brandon, I don't know if it's on the rise or it just wasn't reported. I don't know, music. Why don't we go back and ask questions about uranium-1? For example, how come that indictments were brought down on uranium-1 without even talking to an FBI informant that had been an FBI informant for years and years and years? Who does that? I know, Cully. Oh, can you imagine Al Franken kissing you anywhere? Oh, I just can't. Ugh. Yeah, exactly. And some other information. I know it is nasty. Some other information. A CNN producer was dismissed yesterday. Is Franken married? I think he may be. I don't know. Producer has been dismissed after 3 women accused him of sexual harassment. Teddy Davis, a senior producer on Jake Tapper's show, State of the Union, was let go due to sexual misconduct, according to CNN's Brian Stelter. Jake Tapper's. In a statement posted to Twitter, Stelter said that they fired Davis after a comprehensive investigation which found that the producer's conduct does not align with the standards and values of the network. No further details about the allegations were released. Yeah, we just didn't talk about the teachers doing that. When I was 12 years old in the 7th grade, we had a science teacher. I still remember his name. I won't say it here. Good-looking young man, probably in his early 20s, probably just out of school to become a teacher. He one weekend went someplace, and on Monday he did not come back to school, nor did the 12-year-old girl that he allegedly went someplace with. So we never saw him again, and we were told that, he was on his way to prison. So that was happening a long time ago. Do you ever think a high-profile man will ever come out about a woman harassing him? I don't think so, Brandon. 20 years ago, there was rumors that a girl was dating a teacher. Yeah, I think it's happened a lot. I don't understand it. It's obviously a sick thing. 13, you had a school bus driver, old guy hitting on you, Debbie. Ugh. Wow. Yeah, we also had a young teacher who was convicted of murdering his girlfriend. I know, so close to home, Jules, I know. Hey, Neil, good to see you. I still have pictures of that guy and reports from the paper of this. He came to our school, and he was I believe at the time he was a substitute teacher. I can't remember. It's been so long ago. But I was sitting on the steps one day after school talking to him, and then he was arrested shortly thereafter for allegedly killing his girlfriend. 1974, Good Hope, Cali, near Paris. Wow. Paris, California. Know where that's at? There was flirting going on with high school gals and cute history teachers in my class. Jerry, it happened a lot. Football coach married the water girl? No. But years later, right, Cully? Or just when she was, 16? Or... It's crazy. I'm telling you, it's sick, sick, sick. I mean, you would have to be, sick to have that attraction. There's some type of pedophilia, something wrong, something happening to you. Not a problem, Monica. Do you ride on a bus? Hormones go wild. I hate the double standard when a guy gets harassed by a woman is just flirting. Well, Brandon, I don't think, I mean, it shouldn't be double standard. You should not have that happen to you at work. Anybody shouldn't. Good morning. How are you, Max? Good to see you. Hey, Carol Ann, good to see you. I would like it if a man would come forward, especially if it's coming forward about a congresswoman. Well, huh. That's kind of odd, Daniel, but hopefully that was not a sexual thing, but actually trying to help. I don't know. That's the thing again, that when people always say, like Al Franken, what Flynn pled guilty, yes. General Eaton. He pled guilty to lying to the FBI. But people, Al Franken, like, what do I do? How do I prevent myself from, getting accused of sexual harassment? As I said yesterday, it's simple. You don't touch people without their permission. Open up all the boys' pants, do it. Well, that's a little odd, Daniel. Yeah, I would say that somebody should have said something about that. But again, depending on how long ago it was, people didn't think that way. And they didn't think about, seeing that thing and reporting it, things like that. But anyway, what I was saying is that you just don't touch people. I've worked in environments where we had at-risk kids, and in a particular school. I know he acts bewildered, like he doesn't know how it happened. I know, Julia, 45 years ago. Yeah, Daniel, that's a long time. Nobody even thought that way back then. Is Flynn getting a deal? I don't know. That's what the left would have you believe. But anyway, I was going to say I worked at an at-risk school, and we weren't allowed to put our hands on the students. Guess what? Nobody ever put their hands on the students, ever. It was never a reason to. I mean, it's pretty simple. You just don't do it, I mean, there's no magic to it. You just don't touch them. And Al should, when he has a picture taken, he should stand next to the person. Don't touch them. It's so simple. I dare say that he'll have a lot of pictures taken after this, but you never know. It would be nice if there were calls for him to resign. I know that the Conyers camp is saying, the attorney especially, why aren't you doing something about Franken when he's had more people come forward than Conyers? I don't exactly know if that's exactly true, but it may be recently come forward, but I think Conyers has a whole list of allegations against him. Yeah, Comey supposedly did lie, and there's a lot of things with Comey. Was he using classified information, sending it here and there and everywhere, and nothing's been done yet about that. And probably nothing will be done about that. Also, in other news, U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley the other day told the UN that the North Korea missile launch brings us closer to war that the United States does not seek. And she urged China to cut off oil shipments to North Korea. And she called on all countries to cut off all ties with North Korea, including all trade. It's common sense, problems not so common anymore. I know, Hugh. But I mean, it's just so easy. Keep your hands in your pockets, If you have a problem with your hands, then maybe you should tie them around your body so that you don't accidentally touch somebody. I don't know. Yeah, I know they go after Flynn and they leave all these other. But remember, Comey is a very good friend of Mueller's. So I don't foresee Mueller going after him. Franken has been spotted smiling and posing for photos with a group of students in Washington, D.C. There's no problem with that as long as he keeps his hands to himself. North Korea becoming a real issue, very worrying. And I don't know that it is or not. I mean, yes, we could say that it is because they're acting out on it by launching these missiles, but they've done stuff like this in the past. So I don't know. I mean, it is something I think that we're going to have to take care of. We can't risk it. But we have over 4,000 unsealed indictments yet. Jerry, and I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, again, you hear that there's 20, there's 1,000, there's 4,000. I don't know if that's true or not. Handcuffs. There you go, Hugh. He probably has some of those, unfortunately. Yeah, and that's the problem. We hear all these rumors about all these things. I mean, we heard the rumors about Tillerson. And remember, I said, this came from the New York Times, and I know after that other people reported it. Were they reporting it because it came from the New York Times, or were they reporting it because independently they had heard about it? And then it just gave reason to make a big deal out of it yesterday in a press conference and talk about, well, Tillerson's going to go on all these trips, and how is that going to make him look around the world? So, I don't know. It just keeps coming up. And President Trump, did call the New York Times fake news. And then right after that, here came the rumor about Tillerson. Now, I don't know. There's other rumors saying that Kushner, Tillerson, and Gary Cohn are all going to leave after the tax cuts. I don't know. I tell you that they're rumors because I think they're just rumors. I don't know. I know. Start serving these indictments. How long ago did we hear that Podesta, Tony Podesta was going to have an indictment? Nothing's happened with that at all. New York Times reported Flynn pled guilty and then retracted it. And there again, I think they get some things right and some things I think they're just lying about because it makes good news and it sells, their subscriptions. And if you guys could, we're at the halfway point, believe it or not, on Friday. It's going like that. If you would retweet this, that would be great. New organizations with an agenda, Brandon said. Yeah. Clickbait news, absolutely. And, then you have, thank you for retweeting. Thank you. How are you, Millennial? Good to see you. Millennial, what state are you in? I keep forgetting. You hated being poop brown. Oh, your little hearts are poop brown. There's a breaking news. Flint said Trump told him to contact Russia. Breaking news. Check it out. Yeah, Lori, are you spreading real news or are you spreading fake news? New Jersey. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Ugh. Yeah, if there's breaking news about anything that Flynn said, let's hear it. But I'd like it from a reliable source. And I don't know if Lori, if you're making that up or not, but what's the source, Lori? What is Carolina Prepper? You're from North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina too, Brandon. Carolina Prepper is a, if you need food for emergencies, food for prepping, that type of thing. They also sell weapons as well and holsters, a lot of stuff. They just said it on Channel 7 News. Well, I don't know who Channel 7 News is. So if anybody else wants to look at that up and can confirm that. Hey, Monique, good to see you watching from Walmart. Well, you're not in that Walmart in that San Jose that everybody keeps saying is a place they're going to take us all. In New Jersey? Well, Millennial, I'm sure, can check it out in New Jersey if that's true. I think we're probably going to hear more stuff coming out. It's probably going to be more and more. And, it's good to, if you hear something that sounds too good to be true or blah, 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 you know what it is. When you hear something and you're like, really, could that be true? This would be great. You need to check other sources as well. Flynn stuff comes out today to distract from the tax bill. Probably. And they're saying, let's see who it was. It was John Cornyn says that they feel that they have enough votes right now to pass the tax cuts. So I wish they would just go ahead and vote. Hey, Chris, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a month of Sundays. Nope, in Indiana. I know, Monique, I was kidding. I wish Sessions would go after Hillary like he has been doing with MS-13 and opioids. I do too, Brandon. I really do. I don't know that we're ever going to do that. Not a problem, Barbara. I really wish he would do that. I don't know what the hesitation is. I think it is they just don't want it to look like it's a problem. Wayne Root said it's not a tax plan isn't great. What didn't he like about it, Marianne? Guess I'll see y'all at Walmart. Wayne. We'll all get together at Walmart. John Connon, I talked to his staff yesterday. He's one of your senators. Okay, Chessie. Yeah, he's saying we got a green light if we could just go ahead and get it done. That would be nice. Not good for middle class at all. Marianne, I don't understand that really because they keep saying that, but they never really give too much evidence of that. I know they want to get away with the sales tax and And your state tax, no deduction from that. I noticed that. But, in some states, unless you make a lot of money and have a lot of real estate, it's not a big deal. Death tax elimination is good, Brandon. Yeah. And you get more for deduction for children. And I mean, I've been dinged by that every single time. And I don't know if it's still in there, but they were thinking about doing away with the penalty for married couples who, because we always get penalized. Taking away our deductions will mean a tax hike for middle tax. But Marianne, I mean, it's a very small amount, and it's probably offset by another deduction. What tax now is good for the middle class? Yeah, Amanda. Except the child tax credit, I don't know what is. So I think that it may be offset, and if they put a cap on what your tax liability is going to be, it's going to help. And not everybody is going to get a lot of money, I think. How do we know Sessions isn't going after Hillary? And Jules, that's a good point. We don't. Still advocate for the flat tax, eliminate all deductions altogether. Yeah. Yeah, that flat tax would have been great, but I don't think, it's hard enough trying to get this through. Flat tax, they're going to be, oh my God. It would be that, once again, about the rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. I sure hope so, because I'll be mad if my taxes go up. We're just squeezing by like everyone else. Well, I think, Marianne, it'll be great if we can do that, and if we can also lower everything as far as our insurance. I'm claiming my fur babies. They can come after me. I don't know, Chessie. I don't advise doing that. I really don't know that's a good idea. I would love to be able to. I could claim 3, and I would be like, wow, getting so much money back would be crazy. If the rich earn it, they deserve every dime. I know. Millennial, they pay for a lot of our stuff that nobody, these people who are with the free handouts with the government, where do they think the money's coming from? From us and them. Let's see. There's some more problems at the airport. The DHS just gave a $4 million contract to Analogic Corporation for state-of-the-art equipment at the airports, but they can't afford to pay for the contract they just entered into. Hinting at prosecution of Trump since Flynn is going to testify against him, Lampertue said. Judge Napolitano has kind of been hinting against things against President Trump for the last couple of days. Pop in and say kids grow up and you still help support and cannot deduct, so it evens out. Exactly. Also, April Ryan, you know her from sitting in the crowd in the media, the press corps, who asked only questions to Sarah Sanders and about how she's going to get poisoned with Sarah's pecan pie. That one. Stock market is plunging. Great. Um, yes, she can't figure out for the life of her why she didn't get an invitation to the Christmas party that I think is occurring today. She said that it wasn't only her, so they didn't just single her out. She said she thinks they don't like her, and for whatever reason, they have disdain for her. Wow, April, I don't know. I could tell you why, if they have disdain for you, why they do. I don't think they do. I think you're a little paranoid, though. Yeah, it's still over 24,000 on the stock market. Yeah. Trump should have a live nativity on the White House lawn. Yes, I agree. Inside and outside. And on the top. She's small potatoes. But, Jerry, she doesn't see herself that way. And again, it's good to see yourself in a different light and have respect for yourself. But she's a little bizarre. Renee says the Dow's dropping due to reports that Flynn will testify that candidate Trump asked him to contact Russia. That's a correction, not a plunge. Thank you, Barbara. It would have been okay for Flynn to talk to people in Russia. He just lied about it. Are squatting next door and to call the police thanks to my dogs, Chessie said. April showers, I'm melting. right? With the market as high as it is, a correction will look big. Chicago pops, yeah. Maybe that's a reason. And isn't it funny? Here we are on Friday again, right? A big announcement comes out on Friday. It's odd that, when these things come out and then over the weekend people will speculate all kinds of things. And that's exactly what they want. It appears. I don't know. Now, I know, always closes down on Friday. Exactly. Every week there's a news dump, a watchman said. Yep, every week. And it's usually on Friday. There's also, according to reports, the DOJ is set to release next week how much money Mueller has spent so far. And on the investigation into Russian interference with the campaign, it's supposed to be made public and sent to Congress, according to The Hill. And you notice that Judge Napolitano, he used to be very much talking in favor of President Trump. And he made that one report. Remember, he had his hand slapped by Fox News. And ever since then, he's been kind of going towards the other way. So I used to trust Judge Napolitano, what he had to say. I'm not so sure anymore. $1 spent is $1 too much. Yep. Witch hunt money, yes. And they'll make a big deal about this Flynn thing. Again, unless Trump told him to go in there and talk to them and do things that are illegal, it's not going to matter if President Trump just said go to Russia and talk to them. He seems gleeful about any anti-Trump news. I know it seems that he's starting to be that way. It's kind of weird. Ever since he got suspended. That's right, Mighty Blessed One. Somebody said something and he's changed his tune about things. So far, it's like only Hannity gets away with being very pro-Trump. Also, breaking news, Trump used Russian dressing on salad. Yes, it is a shame. Yeah, he does need it. Now it's time for maybe Napolitano can go to MSNBC and take Shepard Smith with him. Just saying. That would be great. Yes, I was just wondering what's up with Judge Napolitano, Monique said. Yeah, poor baby. Yep. Replace Matt Lauer. Oh, who are they going to replace him with? Maybe they could bring back Tom Brokaw. Judge isn't good like he used to be. No, he's not, Marianne. He really isn't. He changed after that suspension. Ellen on the Today Show. Can't see that, but libs, Russia, Russia, Russia. I know, Debbie. Always Russia, Russia. Why did Fox sleep his hand? What did he? Oh, slap his hand. Rosie O'Donnell. I can't remember. Yeah, hate to admit that Napolitano is compromised, Chris said. Can anybody remember what exactly it was that he got suspended? It was, I think he was talking about the families of, and gosh, I can't remember. Tucker Carlson is a man at Fox now. Yep. Talk about Megyn Kelly moving over to the Today Show. Oh, good Lord. They want to drive that one down too. I can't remember what Judge Napolitano got suspended for. It was saying something about the families or something, and I can't even remember who the families were. When is the tax vote? Hopefully sometime next week, but they're saying they could do it right now if they wanted to. Yeah, Chris, check on that. I can't remember. It's on the tip of my brain in the memory banks there, but I can't remember. Too much going on. Because I remember, wasn't it kind of around the time that Sean Hannity was saying, the family members asked us not to say anything? Was it about Seth Rich? I can't remember. Will John McCain vote nay on the bill? So far, Brandon, I've heard that, yeah, so there you go. It was about, I think it was about Seth Rich, but I don't remember. I think it was when he said a British agent was involved. That could be too, Rob. Lighter note, doesn't the White House look amazing? It does. It's beautiful. Yeah, do it now before McCain changes his mind over the weekend. Should be suspended for wearing striped suits. That's true. Yeah, Napolitano was right, and that's why he was brought back. Hope not Megan Kelly. I know. I don't watch the Today Show anyway. Yeah, Chessie, we were just talking about that. I think you were having a conversation. He claimed British spied on Trump. There you go. Yeah, that's what Robin said. I know McCain was a yes last night. We can just keep him that way. That will certainly be great. They just better hurry. Because Barb, if they don't, if he goes, if they wait till the weekend, he may come back an entirely different person. Send Juan Williams and Shepard Smith over to CNN or MSNBC, or send Shepard Smith to lead the Today Show. Because I mean, who watches it anyway? I don't watch it. Do you guys watch it? I haven't seen the Today Show. I don't remember the last time I saw the Today Show. Listening while preparing my new fish pond. Oh my goodness. Draining my swamp. Seriously, fact is we have to start somewhere. Caroline, that sounds like a great thing to do. No, it came across different, Chessie said. Oh, okay. Yeah, never a fan. I try to stay away from the Today Show. Hey, Robert, good to see you. Thanks for the flowers. Haven't watched the Today Show since 9/11. Powerful forces are determined to destroy Trump. Barbara, that's true. Very true. They'll keep on trying as long as they can. McCain saying yes last night means they have something else planned probably. Could be, General. Could be. Your mom watches The View. Debbie, please, get her some help. Can't case be repealed? No, Monique. You can't. That's double jeopardy. You can't try somebody again for the same case and he was found innocent. If it were something else, they could do, bring it back up depending on what it is. The View is trash? Yes. Yeah, people were saying, retry the case. No, you can't do it. That's double jeopardy. If he was found guilty, they could, do things and appeal and try, but they can't. And they weren't allowed to deport him, right? They deported him 5 times before. He was up for deportation now. They were thinking about deporting him, but I don't know if he has to go through like 1 to 3 years or whatever for his case on federal, possession of a firearm being a felon. But the DOJ is trying to bring other charges if he can. Prosecutor didn't do a great job. Pocahontas is now a racial slur, according to the left. I know, Brandon. Even though the Navajo code talker and a descendant of Pocahontas said it was not a racial slur to them or offensive. They wouldn't let ICE have him after the case, Janice said. Throw him out of the bar. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Can Steinle parents sue San Francisco City for releasing him instead of turning him over to immigration? Probably not, Jerry, unless they can get around that sanctuary city. I don't know what could happen there. I would certainly, if I were them, I would try it. You can't go after, the Jose because he doesn't have any money. So you're wasting your time there. And so, I would do whatever I could. I would find a way to sue San Francisco in any way that I could. Yesterday, California reached a level that they haven't been in since they freed OJ, Johnny said. Yeah. No protests over this verdict. Nope. How corrupt is Sessions if he is? I don't think Sessions is corrupt. Why don't we do protests? I don't know, Renee. We just can't get that many people together. Disney is retroactively changing the movie name to Person of Color, General said. It is unbelievable. Yeah. Well, I think it's as shocking as people were when OJ didn't get convicted. You've seen the prototypes of the wall looking good? Yeah, I have. Let's just slap those puppies up as fast as possible. They got OJ in court and got a settlement. Who's worse, Hitler or Hillary? I don't know. You'll have to decide that. Okay. Yeah, we've seen that thing about feminism and cigarettes, so let's not bring that one back. I was promised arrests. Why is that, Barb? From whom? Yeah, but they should bring a civil suit, hopefully against San Francisco. I was reading a scripture about signs of the end times last night, 3 a.m., and immortality, wars, and violence were some of the signs. Very scary. Uh, you know, there's no reason to be scary, Monique. You know where you're going. Just, maybe you should feel encouraged at the fact that we are in the end times and we're so close. The rapture could be right around the corner. Like the OJK civil suit was one. Yeah, I thought there was a civil suit. I haven't heard there was one, Barbara, but there could be. But it's going to be difficult. I mean, you can't even get courts to, allow the federal government to take away monies because they're a sanctuary city. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, here's some great news here. The White House has counted the number of cards issued between 2005 and 2015. Yeah, God chose us for the end times. Keep the faith. God, He is in control. Absolutely, Amanda. Uh, let's see. Between 2005 and 2015, these green cards are given to migrants admitted through family preference or as immediate relatives. That's what we call, of course, chain migration. So during that time, 9.3 million new immigrants came to the United States in that 10-year period through using the chain migration. Yeah, his defense attorney is a jerk, but it was kind of obvious. Hey, Spencer. Mexico tops the list of 1.7 million admissions. India and the Philippines each had more than 600,000, and Iran more than 80,000. And that number I gave you, that 9.3, is more than 70% of all new immigrations during that period. So chain migration can be very devastating, and DACA plus chain migrations would be a lot more people. Do you see Trump canceled his trip to the UK? Did he? I know they were trying to get May to not, to uninvite him. I didn't see he'd canceled it though. Better late than never. I know, Spencer. You got here a little late, but better late than never. Yes, absolutely. So chain migration, that's a lot of people. 9.3 million. That's what we know of, right? So that's a lot of people. And there's a lot of people. Tom Cotton and David Perdue, they propose eliminating the preference afforded to extending that, chain migration and the preference. I had a girl in my cohort from Iran, and she insisted we love Iran. She didn't like me. Maybe whined about the tweets. Oh, May whined about the tweets. Yeah. Well, Chezzy, also some of the people from Iran want to remind us that they're not in favor of the government. Well, if the old homeland was so great, we would not have left by George Bush. So I know a lot of people from Iran. They're nice people. They don't like what their government's doing, but it's like when we were under Obama, we didn't like what he was doing. We weren't Obama, we weren't that administration, but we were Americans, and we were being accused of the same thing and going along with it, agreeing with it, because we had Obama in the White House. Why are we allowed such a disproportionate amount of people from Mexico to migrate to America? Sounds rather racist to me. Spencer said, yeah, Obama and Hillary doing happy dance today. Probably. Probably. But that's a lot of people coming in chain migration. She had citizenship in Iran and America. Yeah. Let's see. President Trump announced he's going to donate part of his presidential salary to the fight against the opioid crisis. So that's for this quarter. That's where his salary is going to be going. And so nobody will talk about that, say how great that is or anything else. It's a privilege to be here in the United States, not a right. Yeah, exactly. And for those of you, hope you don't believe that. I believe what, Q Rose? Are you a troll, Q Rose? We got to have those on Friday. Because I think Friday is basement cleaning day. So that's typically when we get that. So for anybody who is curious, I know, bye bye trolls. Uh, Remember the picture? Good habit to judge the government, not the people in it, like North Korea and China. Exactly, General. Because the people are just, unfortunately caught up in it like we were with Obama. You know, day out of the zoo on Fridays. That's true, Lee. Forgot about that. I thought it was just, I just go by basement cleaning day. Theresa May said it was wrong thing to do for Trump to tweet Britain first. Who cares what Theresa May said? Can I tell you? I really don't care. And I don't think President Trump cares. So what that she doesn't like it? Did she have to make a statement about it? Obviously, she felt like she did. So it's like, keep it to yourself. He's in America. He's an American citizen and the president. He can do what he wants. And if you don't like it, Theresa May, then do whatever you want to do in your own country, and we'll try not to comment. Meanwhile, the UK is being taken over. Exactly. Stay out of our business, Miss May. See, you're such a globalist. Follow the money with her. Absolutely. Yep. For those who were wondering, remember the picture in the sky of they call it the sky penis, of the Navy people that made that picture of the penis in the sky? Well, just so you know, that was over Washington State. Those people have been given administrative punishment for that, but they're not saying what that punishment is. So they basically, it's more or less a slap on the hand. They feel that it was like a really immature thing for them to do that, and I'm sure that it was young pilots just having a good time. It wasn't a good thing for them to do, but whatever. I know the good old Navy, we love them. They're arresting for hate speech, but not for or grooming gangs. Conduct unbecoming. Yeah, I mean, it was stupid. Allowing so many from the Latin American nations is stacking the political deck in favor of the left. We need more to come in from Eastern Europe to balance the tally, Spencer said. But that's the whole deal, Spencer. That's why it's so much done. Theresa May will be a short-term PM. If lying to the FBI is a felony, what do they call that stuff Hillary said? I know, Johnny. I missed it, and I unfortunately live in Western Washington. You probably didn't go out that day, Debbie. Could be a trend, need one over San Francisco. Rob, I don't know that they would recognize what it was there. Write on the chalkboard, I must not draw pee in the sky 1,000 times. Exactly. Oh, gosh. The world we live in. Sometimes you have to laugh or you'll cry. I mean, seriously. It's just getting worse and worse. Maybe we need to build a wall around. Hey, you know what, Chicago Pops? That has been suggested a number of times. Build a wall around San Francisco, close it in, but it never happens. Ridiculous. Teresa's back. Teresa, how's the color in your hair? Needs a D. Rob, I can't even say that. It's great flying. Oh my gosh. Not allowing white people in is racist, Spencer said. But nobody cares about that, Spencer. Have a wonderful weekend, Miss Penny Lane. If I could fly a plane. I know, Rob. Gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. So, hey, Amber, how are you? You probably want to listen to the replay on this one today. Lawyers are seeking to, I know, imagine that, to block crucial evidence in the Wasserman Schultz IT aid case. And what they want to do is they're going back to say that a one put a note near the laptop which said attorney-client privilege before leaving it in a backpack. So they're wanting to say this cannot be looked at, this cannot be used as evidence, it's attorney-client privilege. Any news on the potential government shutdown? No, Brandon, so far I haven't heard anything. Let you out first, Max. I know. You let the people out of San Francisco. Most of them don't want to be there. Thanks for another great scope. Everyone have a great weekend. You too, Chicago Pops. Thanks. Have a great weekend, everybody. If you would please retweet this, I would be So grateful. I don't know, probably not. Fabulous Friday. Facebook has restricted me again, so you won't be seeing anything of mine on Facebook for a long time. Thank you, Danielle. I'm getting really tired of Facebook. Take care, everybody. Thank you. Retweet this puppy, Shauna said. Please do that. Yes, Robert, it happens about every week almost. Facebook jail again until for another 7 days. No reasons giving. Thank you. No reasons given, just, censorship is real, my friends. And after this show is over, I will get one from YouTube as I do every day. So, anyway, the voices of conservatives are being slowly silenced. I know, Wayne. What can I say? Already retweeted. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much. All right, see you guys. Have a great weekend. God bless you. Take care. Everybody on YouTube, thanks so much. And thank you for sharing this. I really appreciate it. We'll see you again on